get money out of politics. It's one of those kind of no-brainer things, right? How much better would it be if we got money out of politics? Now, let's be clear about this. It's not your mommy's show, it's your daddy's show. We have to live in reality. Money's part of politics. It has always been part of politics, and it always will be. Long before there was a United States of America, Roman senators were being bought off and buying other people off and being bribed. Right down to a tribe electing its new chief. Hey, man, if I give you a couple extra cattle, will you give me your vote? Money's part of politics. That's ugly. That's the reality of it. Now let's talk about what it means, because it has so much to do with why we are where we are as a late-stage republic. Joe Biden, for instance. We'll get into all this stuff that happened in the House today, but Joe Biden, for instance. Why do his family members keep getting these huge payoffs from other nations and companies? Gas company in Ukraine, a country here, Chinese CCP. Why? What do you gain from that? Joe Biden doesn't have any money. He's been a senator forever. He's got money, but $165,000 a year he's been making? That's not wealthy. So what do they gain from that? Well, Joe Biden has access to more money. Your money, specifically. My money. So money always plays a part. You saw the House of Representatives. They passed a bill banning men from competing against women in sports. Okay, fine. It's not going anywhere. Obviously, it's going to get shot down. Every single United States senator will shoot it down. And even if they didn't, well, every single Democrat senator, probably half the Republicans, and even if they didn't, Joe Biden would shoot it down. But why is that? Have you wondered why that is? Why is it that the entire Democrat Party is all of a sudden rainbow warriors, when all of them, from Obama to Biden, recently were against even the basic concept of gay marriage on camera? No, it can't happen, but now they don't. Why? Money. The gay lobby is a rich lobby. They command dollars. They command campaign dollars. You go out there and take a step against the LGBTQ demon mob, if you're a Democrat, you might lose your next election. Money matters. You do remember all the Bud Light stuff, right? All the Bud Light stuff? Because we're switching gears to our team. In case you forgot, here's a little snippet. GOP quietly backs off attacking Bud Light. In fact, the National Republican Congressional Committee put out and then swiftly deleted a direct attack on Bud Light, whose parent company donated nearly $500,000 to its candidates. And finally, we were almost ready to make an example of this gigantic corporation. And the low-T GOP looks at its campaign donations and says, guys, no, what if we lose campaign money, guys? Oh my gosh, stop. This is why I don't call myself a Republican. Weird how you haven't heard anything about Bud Light since Monday. I'm sure it's just a coincidence that Jeff Miller is a Bud Light lobbyist, the big boy Bud Light lobbyist, good friends with Kevin McCarthy, interned with Kevin McCarthy. You see, we were getting ready for a nice little cultural win, leave one of these corporations dead on the side of the road for, again, waterboarding us with all this trans filth. And the GOP stepped in for money and put a stop to all of it. Money always comes down to that, always does. I remember that story I told you a long time ago? I know we have a bunch of new viewers, and we're grateful for that. So let me tell you a little story about me. So I ran for office, ran for Congress. I was fresh out of the Marines. I'd never been involved in politics. I got mad about what Barack Obama was going to do to the country. I ran for Congress in a kind of a purple district, a blue district. There was an incumbent Democrat, but maybe it could be one. Decided to run for Congress out of nowhere. And as you can imagine, I know you're going to find this shocking, I was far to the right as a candidate, far to the right. And the establishment, backed by John McCain, put in a state senator against me. Of course, he was going to be a good boy, right? And I blew his doors off. Well, then I'm done with the primary, and now I need to raise money because Gabrielle Giffords was my opponent. She had tons of money, and she's attacking me on TV, and I need to raise money. And all the standard GOP donors froze me out, didn't give me a dime as I sat there broke, getting savaged on TV. This is not sour grapes, by the way. Best thing that ever happened to me. I'm just telling you how money works in politics. I had endorsed John McCain's primary opponent against him, so John McCain did not care for me at all. Then I get a meeting with him in Washington, D.C. Got back there doing some other stuff. I get word he wants to meet me. Okay, let's go meet. Sat down, talked with him. He was, rest in peace, a military guy, crass, straightforward in person, and because of that, we ended up getting along very well in that meeting. By the time that meeting was over, John McCain decided that he liked me. And it was still, to this day, one of the most unbelievable things ever. We, as a campaign, we had a P.O. box, right? Because you can't have the address of the office. All these commie nutballs will come vandalize the place. You have a P.O. box. And that's a place where people can mail checks, mail campaign donations. And so we would go every day. Someone on my staff would go every day and open up the P.O. box and look, and there's never anything in there. There's a check for $5, and you're just screwed. Right after John McCain decided he liked me, the most exciting part of the day was running down to the P.O. box to see all the checks. Checks from everywhere. People I'd never met. People I'd never talked to. Like that. Light switch got turned on. That's how politics works. It's an ugly bit of business, isn't it? Why do you think this Jamal Bowman, why do you think he's such a weird person anyway, one of these loud, annoying communists, but why do you think he's so committed to protecting TikTok?
On TikTok, you have been outspoken against a ban. Is there anything that you could learn about what the Chinese have access to, what they're doing with it, that would prompt you to support a ban?
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen any evidence of Chinese espionage or Chinese...
The intel or anything.
Yeah, I haven't seen... There hasn't been like a top secret congressional briefing on what China is doing with TikTok. We've never had that. At the same time, Facebook, in real time, ignored Russian interference in our 2016 elections. Like, that happened. That's a fact.
I bet you, if you look through the FEC, that's where you go to find campaign donations, and all this stuff is public. I bet you after the next election cycle, or maybe even this past one, if you did some digging through the FEC files, you would find some very interesting campaign donations to a Mr. Jamal Bowman. That's why all of a sudden you go on these PR tours. That's the state of politics. And when you get to a late stage republic, it gets ugly.